Okay,
Why?
so you can let us know here how many people are online and stuff later on. Okay, we're online. We're on.
Oh, hello.
We're on.
Hello.
I think we have to wait for some people.
Okay.
There's not gonna be anyone, so
8 people now.
8 people. Okay, you have the comments over there. You're running the comments.
Yeah, I'm running the comments.
Okay, good.
You better.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Where's my drinks?
Where's your drink?
Mine.
Cheers
Cheers.
to a successful THEQuagraine. So what's the number? Or when do we start?
29 now.
29?
31.
Maybe someone can give us a number so we know when to start.
33,
No,
36.
What time is it now?
10 p.m.
10 p.m.?
Yeah.
So what is it
10
in
p.m. Indonesia.
Europe? It's earlier.
Which part in
It's like
Oh,
six,
no.
6
5,
hours.
Europe, I think you go in Italy, I think almost 5.
Oh, it's Marco.
Good.
London is
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Yes.
It's early in Europe. And America? What about LA? It's too
5
early.
p.m.
It's 8.
8. Okay, so well,
AM.
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
We should have decent people. I mean, decent amount of people.
Okay.
It's a bit early for America, for West Coast, and a bit early for Europe. How many up on there now?
38.
38 people are tuning in.
So, who's
They're
the
saying
first?
50, 40.
Who's the first? Usually your friend.
Who?
Yeah. Usually your friend Sandro.
Sandro, yeah. I don't know who was first this time. Sandro might be working.
Where is Sandro? Located.
Switzerland.
Oh, Sandro is in Switzerland.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
Sandro is in Switzerland? I think so.
So
Today,
Switzerland is about 5 p.m. maybe.
I think so. 5, yeah.
4
I think 5.
Almost finished the work.
I
So-
think you need to speak louder.
Yeah. Faisal, don't be shy.
Check.
Nobody watching us.
Nobody watching, no.
Sounds okay?
Yeah. Can you hear us? Give us a comment. Can you hear us so we can start? I want to begin this. Indonesia wrap up Facebook Live. Just give us a comment if you can hear, if the sound is good.
Somebody already posted.
Oh, you needed to share it, right?
Yeah.
Did you
okay.
share it then?
Yeah.
So then,
Did the Jeremy coach always comment in your FB live?
he seems to. I think he misses us.
Hey, no spam Adam Drake.
Yes, remember that. Stanley, can you share with Adam? Maybe WhatsApp Adam Drake this Facebook Live link?
Yes.
Come on, man.
Nah, he might block you though. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, he might block your
No
WhatsApp.
comment, no comment. Adrian Wicaksono says, Faisal Ali is never that quiet.
Yes, what's up, Faisal? You need some more tea? Are you shy?
No, I need more setting, I think.
You don't-
JQ cast.
Oh, no. Okay, how many people?
47.
Okay, 50 was the number. Someone said 50. Man, it's so weird. Like there's cool air coming from there, and then it's hot, and my glasses are misting up.
Oh, okay.
I need windscreen wipers. Are we at 50 yet?
No.
Did someone comment on
Yeah.
the sound? Sound was okay?
Sound.
Adrian.
Yeah,
sound
good,
is okay.
sound good.
Okay. You want to sit down or stay like that?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Sound is better. I'm sure. We have 50?
Yes.
Okay. We can begin.
Alright.
Don't forget, boom. Always say like
What boom? Boom! Okay. First, I have a very important announcement. And this is a day of celebration for many reasons, but the biggest reason is today I sold a car for $10 million. I've always wanted to do this. It's been a dream of mine. And so I met Kanai's cousin, Kanai's long lost Indonesian cousin, Erianto. What's wrong with these guys? Anyway, so I met him at the track, and I immediately got interested in this guy's program because he was driving non-stop. We get there, he's driving. We leave, he's driving. It's just crazy. And people are saying he does 1 gallon a day. So I had an idea. I introduced him to my Scrap Your Crap program, and he was very keen. So you won't believe this. Here we go. Scrap Your Crap Indonesia style. I got his Kyosho. One of them. He has 10. This guy's insane. Here's his new car. So he went all in though. He wanted a pre-built, so I built him a car, all the option parts, everything. And I promised I'm going in 2 weeks to Malaysia. I'm gonna take care of him there too. Spare parts, whatever he needs, setup help, all be taken care of. And so we were thinking about the price. So normally I give $150 off the price when you trade in a car. Now Indonesian money, it makes you feel rich over here. So we figured out the conversion and it was like 8 million. And then I told the guys, look, we have to sweeten the deal. I want to sell a car for $10 million. So we made an offer, he accepted, and I officially sold a car for 10 million. And I'd just like to drink to that. I don't know when this will happen again.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, I just wanted to open with that. It was that was a very important milestone for me personally. And also, this new deal is good for the company because Kanai's cousin here, Kanai-san Indonesia, is a very good test driver. We made a contract actually for 1,000 gallons. Normally, contracts are for years, like a 1-year deal, 2-year, 3-year. We made a deal for gallons. So 1,000 gallons. Faisal Ali was actually instrumental in reaching this agreement, right? You're his manager, basically?
The first RC
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
manager, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always support him because he's my best friend also.
Yeah. And he runs Reds, of course.
Yeah, Reds also, PP.
So I negotiated with Faisal and we achieved a deal. Unfortunately, Edianto was so happy that he passed out and he wasn't able to join us here. So hopefully he'll be okay tomorrow. And yeah, so that's that. Scrap Your Crap. We're still doing it all of this month. So don't forget to send us your crap and we'll get you a brand new JQ. Some good comments there or what? Lord, had me thinking you sold the company. No. 10 million just for one car. One black edition built my beam. Okay, so anyway, we had a race here. First we had a JQ setup clinic, RC clinic, whatever you want to call it. Then we raced yesterday and today we went to the track with Stanley. Wang Sana something. Let's learn your name now.
It's Wangsanegara.
Wang Sanegara.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley Wang Sanegara.
That's correct.
HB Racing.
Yes.
Faisal Ali,
My name is simple, so
Yeah.
call me just Ali.
Reds Racing Indonesia.
Hello.
Patrick,
Yes.
JQ Racing Indonesia. So we went to the track. Now, of course, Edianto was there too. You know, he was there before we arrived, practicing. He needs to get his gallon a day. And we went over a bunch of different setup things, driving things, and we thought we would just discuss that a bit, talk about what we learned today, and I think you would appreciate that. And if you have any questions, you can post your questions and Patrick's will be checking the questions and asking us while we discuss what we've learned. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Right?
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
So maybe Faisal, you were testing a lot of diffs. Maybe we could talk about that first.
Okay. The first time I used the JQ Racing, I just only follow the diff as a manual said, like 12, 6 and 3. And after that, because the bottom track is very unique, they say is sometimes slippery, but what we see is not slippery, but actually it's slippery. So I always keep changing my diff, like thicker in the front, thicker in the center, and also thicker in the rear. So at the last, I'm going back to the same setup like the first that I do, like a manual.
So basically, you did all that work, tried all of those things, and then you ended up with the stock setup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Hashtag good job, Faisal.
No, you can consider it as a practice.
Yes,
of wrenching
practice.
the car.
Yes, it is actually important. But you don't do the wrenching. You've got mechanics.
No, what you show is just only my mechanic, but actually I do the wrenching, especially my red engine and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay, the engines you do, but the default changes, your mechanics do.
After I teaching him,
Okay, so yes.
not like Patrick teaching to me about the wrong engine mounting. It's the JQ distributor, but I was teaching him.
Right. So that they're talking about the engine mounts here. So the Patrick's had the JQ Racing Indonesia, Patrick's,
Yeah.
had the engine mounts the wrong way. Left was on the right, right was on the left. Now, Faisal had it correctly, but Patrick's told him, hey, yours are wrong. So he spent all night, was it last night or the night before,
Yeah, it was
changing
last
them.
night.
Yeah.
And then it turns out Patrick's was actually wrong, so
When
Faisal was not very happy.
because I realized after 11,
Yeah, 11 at night.
yeah, almost in the middle of the night, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so just pay attention there. I know the markings are a bit messed up, but you can check the arms on the car. So R for right on the front arm and the rear arm, that's where you put the R engine mount. And the fins, the cooling fins on the mount should always be away from the engine. So then you know which way to put the mount. Left arm, left mount, right arm, right mount. Cooling fins out, away from the engine. So then you don't make that mistake. Patrick's,
Yeah.
you can't make that mistake.
You almost punched me yesterday.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
were
so
going like
diffs. Stanley was actually asking me about the center diff, and yesterday I was tired. I couldn't remember even my own stuff. I mean, I've written the guide and everything, but there's so much information. Sometimes it gets hidden away somewhere. So today we tried it again, and this track is special because the surface is very slippery, and that creates two problems. One problem is you want your car to have grip, rear traction. Let's say you go over some bumps or exit a corner and you get on the gas, you need it to accelerate straight, so it can't be slippery. Or you go over a hump, you need the rear to have grip, to stick, not to slide. But also you go into a flat, slippery corner, you need steering, right? So those two things contradict each other. Rear grip, but you need steering. So that was our problem. How do we get the car easy to drive with traction but still have steering in those low speed corners? And the basic things we did was sway bars. We tried thinner front sway bar. It helps for steering, but it doesn't really solve the problem. The diffs I felt were really key to get the good setup. So we tried a thinner front diff. Thinner front diff will give you more entry steering into a slippery flat corner, like a hairpin. This track had many hairpins, so a thinner front diff was good. I ended up with 10,000. Normally I run 12. I don't like to change the front diff a lot because the front diff affects the drive of the car a lot. So I like 10,000 instead of 12 here. And what did you end up with?
Mine.
You still kept the 12, I think?
Yes, before I already changed to the 10, but
Yes.
I like the 12 because make the
Easier
front-
to drive?
Yes, easier to drive.
Yes. What about you on your HB?
I'm using 4.
4,000.
Yes,
So
4,000.
really thin, just to get the steering
Yes,
out of the car?
yes.
Okay. The other big thing was the center diff. Actually, that's something I tried today. So I like to run a pretty thick center diff on my car. And in the race, I just tried to go up. I went from my normal 20,000 to 30,000. I just wanted to get more drive. But it didn't actually work. In the main, I wasn't that fast because I lost a lot of steering. And today I wanted to try to go thin. So what I did was I went from 30,000 to 10,000 in my center diff. I did lose some drive, but I was faster because when I go into a hairpin with a thinner center diff, I have a lot more rotation. And I think, Faisal, that's something you tried also today, center diffs.
Yeah.
You went from thin to thick, back to thin,
Yes,
and you ended up with a thinner diff too.
thinner, yes.
Yes, more steering in the hairpins and easier to control on power. Especially for a slippery track like this, it's good. So think about running a thinner front diff for entry steering, thinner center diff for easier to control on power, and also more steering in hairpins. Would you agree with that?
Yep, I agree with that.
And then the rear diff, I didn't really try that today. I did it for the race. I've liked to run a thicker rear diff now on European races, but here I went down to 4,000 because again, you have more steering in hairpins.
And it's gonna be slippery if you put it too high on the
Yes,
rear.
you had that problem I think the first day.
Yep,
So when that rear diff is too thick, what happens is when you get on power, when you want to exit a corner, it can easily fishtail a bit.
Yep.
So the rear is driving so hard that the car feels like it's floating and it's slippery. So, and then when you go into a hairpin, it doesn't want to turn. So on a slippery track like this, a thin rear diff is also good because you'll have more steering in that hairpin and it's easier to control when accelerating. Yeah.
true.
But some drivers actually had diffs which were too thin, right? Edianto,
Oh,
he was
yeah,
running
yeah, yeah.
533.
Yeah, and after that, sometimes they use the 442
Yeah.
and 432, something like that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you suggested him to thicken his
Center?
No, all of them from
Oh.
front, center, and rear.
Okay.
Yeah.
774, right?
Yeah.
And he did well actually.
Yeah. The thing about doing that, you don't notice it as much on a track like this, which is very slippery. You notice it more on a high grip track. But the idea is that when your diffs are all very thin, I just said that a thin front diff is good on slippery, a thin center diff is good, a thin rear diff is good. But there's a limit. When they are too thin, what happens is the car becomes nervous or aggressive to drive off power. So when you are not doing anything, you're driving, then you brake, you want to enter a corner off power, thin diffs will make the car more nervous, more aggressive, more steering, react more to grip changes, bumps, everything. It just feels more nervous. And going up a bit on the diff oils will calm that down. So I was explaining to Stanley before that it's easier to drive a car which is naturally calm and possibly nervous on power. So you control the car, if you don't do anything, the car will be very neutral and stable and have traction. But if you are on power or steering or something, if that's when it is nervous, then that's easier than having a car which is nervous when you are off power. So too thin diffs, especially on high grip, can make a car nervous. So going thicker in those conditions will make it naturally stable. And then your inputs will possibly make it nervous. So what I'm trying to say is too thin diffs, the car can be aggressive and nervous off power when you aren't doing anything. Too thick diffs, the car can possibly be nervous and aggressive when you are steering or on power or something. So it's a balance. Too thin is not good, too thick is not good. The right area is what you try to find. That's what we've been playing with here today. That's why we all went to thinner diffs on a slippery track, but not too thin. Yeah.
Yep.
And Faisal here, he changed his diffs 10 times and ended up with the stock setup. So remember that. We put a lot of work into the stock setup at JQ Racing. Faisal proved that today.
Actually, he stopped changing the diff because he out of oil.
Ah, yes. That's good.
Right.
I like that.
Stanley always making a good joke.
Oh, it's just a joke.
It's true.
Do we have some comments over there or something interesting?
Someone wants to know about tire setup
In general, or for this track?
For this track.
Okay. I had a bit of a limited quantity of tires. I ended up, actually the best tires I had were super soft AKAs. I tried clay, not the best. Ultra soft, not the best. Super soft was the best I tried. I had rasp. I think I was fastest with gridiron, to be honest. But I already blew through those in practice like an idiot. So actually I think the super soft gridiron was the fastest for me. Then the rasp was good, but it wore out a bit too quick. And the typo was also good. So typo, super soft, gridiron, super soft from AKA. And you were running Proline.
Mm-hmm.
So what were the best?
If the track is dry and hot, then probably the I can
X3?
no I can remember the name of it.
What does it look like?
Positron,
Oh.
and like electron, electroshot, something like that.
And the compound? M4?
M4.
All the time M4.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
M4 is the good call.
Even in daytime, that's, yeah, normally
Yeah.
I would never run super soft daytime, sun is shining, super hot, semi-dry track. It kind of never really dried up. But yeah, super soft and M4 all day.
Yeah.
It's unique for this
Because
track.
I think the surface got it. The moisture is just stays there,
Yeah.
even though the sun is strong, but still the moisture is still there. So the M4 is
Yeah.
the good to go.
So Proline M4s, indoor tires basically, and same for AK. Yeah. And what did you run, Faisal?
Swag. We know it.
Many, too many.
Everything? Now's your chance. What did you learn about tires?
Cannot say because I'm not a sponsor tires, I think.
No, but that's even better.
What did you run today?
What did you like the best?
The best one I'm running the whole shot because I just only bringing the whole shot and the sweet plates.
M4?
M4.
M4 also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically all M4 tires.
Yeah,
Doesn't,
basically
on the
M4.
track doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, because tire wear also is very low here.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can run the same time. Like 45-minute final with a super soft or M4, small pin, no problem.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And you even practiced today with the same
Yeah,
tires?
yeah, with the same tires since the last race.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Any other questions in the comments?
Um,
Oh, by the way, before I forget, Stanley didn't want to get blocked by Drake, so he didn't message him. But please share this. Spam Adam Drake. It's good information for Femka.
yeah,
Maybe he'll come here. Who knows?
maybe
hopefully.
Stanley,
Hopefully,
Yeah.
you let people know that Femka will be held in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Batam.
Yeah,
okay.
actually, we were talking about it. We didn't even say it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stanley.
yeah.
The floor is yours.
Guys, friends, anybody, we are at Batam at the moment. It's in the near Singapore, and we just have a JQ race in this city, and we are gonna have a Femca race at in the middle of April, if I'm not wrong.
18 to 21.
Yeah, 18 to 21, but the official statement will be released very soon. So anybody who knows JQ maybe can ask him about the the track, the atmosphere, any kind. So
Yeah.
please do come.
I think some people, well, actually no, because FEMCA is not really open for Europeans or Americans, right? Only maybe a few spots.
Actually, we are planning to open maybe up to 15 slots.
Okay.
If let's say if let's say it's only 2 or 3, then it's gonna join together with the big race. But if it's full to the 15 entries, then they gonna have a special race for
Okay.
them.
Okay. So maybe if there are some Europeans or Americans who want to come to Indonesia, they probably think we're in the middle of the jungle and it's dangerous and, well, there are trees there. But maybe turn around and show them that this is actually a pretty classy place where we're staying. You know, yeah, it's Indonesia, but come on, 2017.
We have
So it's
pool
perfectly
as
set.
well.
Yeah, we have a pool as well. And a huge black swan over there.
Huge black swan.
Yeah, so it's perfectly okay. I survived.
And this place is around 10 minutes from the track, probably.
Yeah, this is
yes.
this will be the official hotel. Later on, JQ can take some pictures from his room. Maybe you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
share.
yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't be scared. Just enter the FEMCA race, show up. It's good fun. Okay, what else?
Nothing much.
Nothing special going on? Chop in. Where? Chop in, you traitor. You said you were going to be here. You know, a bunch of bullshit. Jeez. So anyway, you had a question too, Stanley.
Yeah,
Let's get to
yeah.
that.
This is one of the most important question because honestly, I was feeling a bit down after you tried my car, and is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Then you were so good with the car, and I just maybe I have to use the word jealous. How can I drive like that? What can I do to improve my driving? After you try to set the car, help me to try set the car, and then yeah, maybe you can share with us.
Well, now you know how I feel when I let someone try my car, like David Ronnefalco, Elliot Boots, or Mayfield, or someone, like when they drive my car, I'm like, fuck.
Same.
Same. I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
I know what
All
you
right.
are going
Okay.
through. It's always like my car. I think it's pretty good. Then someone drives like 1 second faster than me. So yes, I understand, but I think I drove both of your cars, and I felt like they were good,
All right.
and you were happy with them yourselves too.
Okay. Yes.
At the end of the day, you were doing good. You felt like, yeah, the cars are good.
Yep. Yep.
So you're comfortable with them. If you wanted to do any changes, there would be minor changes, small changes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think the best way to improve as a driver is to go to a track where you know what the fast laps are, and you know what the fast qualifying 5-minute time is. Because when you know that, like when you know what the fast time is, you have a goal. And it's very important to have a goal, I feel. If I just go to a track and I don't know what a fast lap is, maybe I'm happy, like, now I'm fast. But
Okay.
if I have that goal, I know, okay, Elite Boots did this lap. He did this result in 5 minutes. That's my goal. And then what you do is you forget about the setup because you know it's good enough.
Okay.
You just maintain. You make sure that the diff oils, the shock oils, ride height, camber, everything is good on the car,
Okay.
and you just drive. And you drive 5-minute times with timing. The best is if someone can tell you the lap time. So you try to do 5-minute runs. Every time trying to improve your 5-minute result. And you have someone taking lap times and telling you the lap time. Or like today, the computer tells you the lap.
Okay.
And that's good because you learn to understand what a fast lap is. Sometimes I feel like you improve a lot when you realize that going slower is actually faster in many situations. So when you calm down a bit and you go into the corner a bit slower, and you are on the right line and you maintain your speed through the corner instead of going very fast, braking last minute, going a bit wide, almost stopping the car, accelerating hard again. It feels like
Okay.
you're going fast, but actually you calm down a bit before the corner already, slow down, enter controlled on your line, maintain your speed through the corner, and then accelerate. So everything is smoother and more round. You do a complete lap like this, and then you hear your time. Maybe it surprises you, like, wow, I was that much faster. And you learn to feel a good lap. Let's put it that way. That's what you learn if you are comfortable with the car. You don't change the setup. You just get comfortable with the same setup. You're at the same track. You know, you have a goal. You know what the fast lap is. You know what the 5-minute time is, and you try to achieve that. You hear your laps and you do 5-minute runs. For me, that's the best way to improve from this point.
I think it happens to Patrick. You told me that when you, just before you stop your practice, you try to calm yourself down,
Yeah.
and then you're surprised with
Yeah.
your
I was
last
faster.
your last lap.
When I
Okay.
wasn't trying, I was faster.
Yeah.
Funny.
Okay.
I don't know how we can calm this guy down. Clearly now Faisal is very calm on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So I think for the race, maybe we should film you. Like not your car, but film you.
Yeah.
So you would be calm at the races. Yeah.
Right? Maybe if you go on the drive stand, you're like, Faisal, I'm here. Let him know before the race and just film him. Then he's like, cool, calm and collected, right? It could work. A new theory.
Where's the reaction?
Yeah. By the way, do you have some message for Marco?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Marco watching? Reds Marco?
Maybe it's too early. Oh,
No,
not
already
early.
messaged Marco by WhatsApp. I
Yeah.
don't know he's watching or not. But I think you picked the best driver, JQ, for the marketing your product. That's it. Because he help each other. Even it's not the red engine, he's still helping. But that's the good driver, I think, that I found in the RC.
But we tried to sell a Reds today at the track.
Oh yes,
Yeah, but the guy had an OS in his bag.
yes.
We failed.
Fail.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. Thank you. What else? So we talked about diffs, talked about Scrap Your Crap, Kanai's Indonesian cousin, 1,000 gallon deal with JQ Racing. Amazing. Negotiated by Faisal Ali and myself. We spoke about how to improve your driving.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything else? Oh, I sold a car for 10 million. Can you believe 10 million? I'm so happy.
Wanna see the comments for yourself?
Yeah, let's see if there's anything and then we just call it a day. Tire setup, 30 tanks per day is too much. 30 tanks? Is that 1 gallon? No, 1 gallon a day. Keenan is on here. I think I need to go to Batam next year, someone is saying.
Good.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Good.
How do you set your engine on slippery tracks? Okay, let's cover that one. And then, yeah, let's talk about that. And then I think we're done.
It's about 30 tanks.
Is 1 gallon.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, well, that's what he does. Sounds okay. Faisal is too quiet.
Who's saying
It's
that?
good, lah.
Adrian.
Adrian said that earlier. Okay, engine setup. Well, one thing I learned before in Finland was the carbon shoe. So I run a 3-shoe clutch, aluminium. All shoes are aluminium. But on a track like this, I feel like it could actually be a benefit to run 1 carbon shoe and 2 aluminium. It smooths out the initial response, and it's invisible speed that I like to call it. So you're doing the same thing,
Storage almost full.
but you're faster. Storage, that's dangerous. I hope it saves it. I hope it saves it. So anyway, the 1 carbon shoe to aluminium smooths it out. That's something you could do for a slippery track on the engine.
Right.
Did you do anything special? Either one of you?
I'm using the 4 shoes.
4
and
shoe clutch?
2 carbon, 2.
Okay, so same idea.
Yeah, it's about the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
And you, for your reds, what did you run? Pipe
I-
and
No, I think
engine,
I still running the aluminum shoes, but only the spring. I think I lower the spring rate,
Yeah.
like 0.9, something like that.
and which reds do you run and which pipe?
Oh, I'm using the WR7, I think, with the new pipe. I think the same like the combo. I think
2143.
Yes.
Yeah, I
SS.
like that one too.
Yeah.
Okay, storage is full on my phone. My phone sucks, and we have to go. Thank you very much,
Thank
Stanley.
you. Thank you very much for coming.
It was a pleasure.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
myself.
thank you.
And thanks for that deal with Edianto. That was awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Patrick's.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick's brother. In Finnish, his name is very interesting. We're not going to get into that now, are we? Should we
Almost
say what
5
it
years,
is?
you never remember his brothers.
Say it.
Okay, his name is Panut. If you say it in Finnish by mistake, Panut, it means I have fucked. So if he says, if they go to Finland and he says Olen Patrick's, it says I am Patrick's, and then he says Olen Pannut, he is basically saying I have fucked. So he says, I am Patrick's. Hello, I have fucked. People will be like, what is wrong with this guy? So anyway, it will be interesting when they go to Finland. Right? Can you believe it? That would be so funny. Anyway, on that note, e-buggy. I'm sure someone has commented e-buggy by now.
Okay.
And I'm going to come over here and hopefully we'll save this.